As a man, you always have to make sure that, as a man who has something to lose, first of all, I'm not talking about the bums that are out there that have nothing to lose. No disrespect, but
Come on, man. How is that no disrespect? You call them bums and then,
no
then
disrespect.
come
You have
on, man.
nothing to lose.
There was a busted finger, and with the busted finger, but at that night, I mean, there's footage showing that she went clubbing with a busted finger. Now, let's go to the violent nature, or what they say is a violent nature of Jonathan, because that's what they're alleging, and the violence and manipulative nature. Okay, sometimes KR, it's people. I mean, if you know, I think that that's your point as well, right? You might have a. So this is what I learned in my life.
Tell me. I'm curious. I'm gonna sit up. I'm gonna
There
listen
are
to my big brother.
the people around me right now. So the people I have around me in my day to days,
Yeah.
I don't experience any violent anything, no negative. I mean, of course, the small things, right?
Hmm.
But when I was working at a previous job and it was a toxic place, etc., then I found myself continuously with negative emotions. So
Hmm.
what I did was, KR, I left. And when I left, I was Gandhi. So sometimes, I mean, again, you're the blame the victim
You
guy, but
left.
allow me.
You left, and you didn't have to hand out rights. But continue. Yeah, I'm the blame the victim guy.
Yeah,
I guess that's gonna be my new AKA. But okay.
no.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, yeah, if
Talking
you,
about working, right? You weren't talking about domestic stuff, right?
yeah,
You
but
were
it's the same concept. If
right.
you're in a place and you feel like, if I mean, this is alluding to Jonathan Majors, right? And maybe anyone else in that situation. If you are in a situation where you feel like you're always you have anger issues, maybe it's you. But if you can control yourself, because maybe it's the other person as well. But in any case, sometimes you just need to leave the situation and
Yeah,
avoid these things.
yeah. Yeah, you should. I mean, come on, man. You if she's so this is the thing, right? Maybe he liked her that much that he didn't really. I mean, they say loves make people blind, right? And he was blinded by his. I mean, well, he was blinded by her, his love for her, and he made clearly the wrong choice because she was. I mean, one thing in this case, right, came forward. Uh, they removed it, but the lawyer, Jonathan Major's lawyer, said that Jabari had alcohol problems, and
Make
then he said
so
Jabari,
the
Jabari,
defense
and
said
then
it.
he said Jabari has alcohol problems. Can you can you confirm your parents said it? And then they scraped that part. But so that's gives you a good idea. He was dealing with someone who wasn't stable, and I mean, I totally agree with you. If you're as a man, you always have to make sure that, as a man who has something to lose, first of all, I'm not talking about the bums that are out there that have nothing to lose. No disrespect, but
Come on, man. How is that no disrespect? You call them bums and then,
no
then
disrespect.
come
You have
on, man.
nothing to lose, so you can date willy nilly whoever you want. You can uppercut whoever you want. Not that I condone that, but do what you do. But if you have something to lose, you have to be very aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of who you're dealing with, both in your workspace and your private life. I mean, so this is what she said about him, right? She told the jury he exploded basically. It was a violent temper full of rage and aggression. He was throwing things, shouting in my face, throwing objects. I was trying to get away from him. We were in the bathroom. I started off close to me, and it started off close to me, and I left to hide a bit and try to use my words to calm him down. He said, if I don't understand why he's upset, then I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. He started calling me an alcoholic and that I'm embarrassing. If you're saying someone is embarrassing, why are you with her? Dude, what are we doing?
I think the thing is, if you care for someone, that's the thing, right? With this soft spot, you can be what's the name? What? How did you describe him? Brolic. You can be brolic. You can be. It doesn't matter. But if you have a soft spot for someone you care for, then you will want to see that person do good. So maybe I mean, if he knew about the past of Jabari, he probably knew about the parents. He knew what the parents thought of her, that she had a problem with alcohol, and but he cared for her. That's the thing, right? If when once you have that soft spot, you want to try to help. So, of course, rational on the rational level, you can say, yeah, but if you know that she's an alcoholic, you should just up and leave. Of course, that's the rational way of looking and seeing it. But I bet you that if that happened, let's say she's saying that it happened. So let's say it happened that way, even if it did, you think that in that moment, Majors thought that a couple of months later, he will be found guilty for because he didn't leave her at that moment? Of course not.
Let me tell you this. Situations always will escalate. So whatever you did this week, next week will be higher. It's always like that. So at a certain point, he was going to get arrested. It would only escalate. It's not gonna go down usually.
In a situation like that, you can argue that yeah. But
Me-
maybe because the makeup sex was so good, he wanted that to escalate too.
Well, guess who we will have to do in the next couple of days when he's locked up. But
Come on.
maybe you should call, what's his name?
Oh no, don't say his name now. Don't say Fleece
Oh,
Johnson, man.
please, call please for the backup, man. Pause.
No.
No, but another thing that was also said. So Jabari walked off. Majors came up behind me. She said, and he tore my headphones off my ear and was stamping them. He started shouting really loudly, "Better not be in the house when I get home." Really loudly, shouting in my face, and then he turned around and left. And then she recorded the part with the Obama stuff, describing the dynamic of the
So,
relationship.
KR, just apologies. So, what you just talked about wasn't recorded. That's what
No,
she's saying.
that's what she's saying.
Okay,
Yes,
so that's what she's saying. But okay, and then and what followed afterwards was the recording that we heard.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
continue.
Describing the dynamic of the relationship, Shabari said it was confusing because I felt scared of him, but depended on him. I promised him I would never tell anyone what went on. I guess that's a lie. I guess I'm the victim blamer. You might be right. No, anyway, addressing the assault, Jabari said that as she rode back home on the March 25th with Majors after seeing a a play and having a dinner, she was taken aback by the text from another woman. She said that he began acting like he'd been caught out and refused to show her the phone. So she grabbed it, moving her shoulder to the left and pulling her hands down. She told the jury, I really easily grabbed it." So she's talking about the phone. "Like he wasn't expecting me to take it. I turned away from him. I was trying to see the message, and I could see his home screen. I felt I felt a heavy thought on top of me. What I knew to be the weight of him and trying to pry the phone out of my fingers. But it was going into but I was going into protective mode. I curled over and felt him yank my arm. Yeah. And that's part of the third. So this is the thing, right? If people always talk about double standards, but here's a double standard for you. What if a man did what she did? That would be assault.
Yeah. You don't even need to do that, KR.
But,
If
the-
you
but let's,
compare, if
let's
you just
let's talk about
compare,
basically yanking the phone out of a female's hand.
yeah.
That would be considered as kind of an assault.
Well, she was yanking at her arm when she tried to leave.
Well, I'm talking about this situation, right?
Well, I'm talking. You're talking about yanking a phone. I'm telling you.
I'm talking about the phone part. I'm not talking about the part with which everyone saw that's
No, but it's the same concept. You don't need to look at it like I'm just saying it's the same yanking. If I would argue that yanking someone's arm is worse than yanking trying to take an object out of that person's hands.